Okay, my name is Marie Shoaf.
And when did you work for Clark Oil Premcor?
I worked from 1985 to 2001 when the plant shut down.
And what were some of your jobs there?
Well, I started out as a clerk typist, and from there I went to being a accounts payable clerk. And after all we had changes, I ended up downstairs. I was a receptionist, and I also was administrative assistant.
Okay. To who were you administrative assistant to?
To Mark Wangler.
Okay. He was
a very nice guy.
Okay. What was Mark's title?
What was his title? He was Human Resources.
Okay.
Manager.
So it sounds like, Marie, you work in the main office of the plant. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Marie, what was your experience like working at the plant? Tell us about that.
I kind of enjoyed it. It was, I think, the best place I worked. Everybody was friendly, and it was kind of funny because we used to pitch in money and go to the bakery down the street. And we'd have coffee, cake, and cookies, and we stashed cookies in the drawer.
Right.
Anybody got hungry, they wouldn't help themselves.
Terrific.
Funny.
Yeah. And so it sounded like you were much like most of the other employees. You loved coming to work every day. If that's true, tell us about that.
I did. I enjoyed Clark very much. They were very good to me, and I had raises, which was nice. I got bonuses, and we also had picnics, and we had different things. The company always gave us shirts, jackets. We had coolers and all kinds of little doodads.
So you had some perks from the
Yep.
company.
Mm-hmm.
Who were some of the people you worked with? Tell us some names and tell us a little bit about them.
Well, when I first started working there, I worked with Shorty Reed, and he was the one that actually hired me.
Okay, what was his job? Shorty was
He was the manager. I'm not sure of his exact title, but it was the office manager, I guess. And he was really nice. He'd come out every little once in a while and talk about the past times, and I used to love listening to all those stories that the guys had to talk about, climbing the towers and everything. It was a lot of fun. And guys in the lab downstairs would come up and talk about different things, and they were funny things which I probably don't remember everything now, but they were just fun.
Well, I mean, you sound happy, so obviously it must have been.
I was sorry that we had to leave. I really was.
What was that like? How did you find out that the plant was closing? Did you get a letter? Did somebody call everybody in? Tell us about the end.
Yeah, no, we had somebody come in and talk to us from the main office, and they warned us that it would be closing like at the end of the month, and so the guys out in the plant got to leave first, and then the people in the office, they left little by little, according to their jobs.
Okay. So was it really sad closing up shop there?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was funny because I'll have to tell you this little story. They had a ship in the lab, and it was really weird because they tipped the ship, and you know, like the sinking ship where you're going down the drain. And I had my picture taken with somebody else by the sinking ship, and I can't to this day get that guy to send me a picture of that.
Well, what's the guy's name?
Jim Turek.
Okay, and where would he be?
He's a real nice guy. He worked in the lab.
Okay.
And Tom Henning did. And
well, why can't you get Jim to say, what's the matter? Why won't?
I keep asking him. I keep threatening him.
Yeah.
And I write to him all the time.
Where's Jim?
He's in Indiana,
okay.
And now he works for ExxonMobil in Joliet.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Okay.
And I actually went with another buddy of his, picked me up last October, and we went to see Jim in Indiana. It was a really nice visit.
But he didn't come across with the picture.
I didn't think about it at the time, but I keep telling him I know where you live, you know.
Okay.
And
who were some of the other people you worked with?
Lucille Bergstrom was a close friend of mine, and I brought her into the company, and she worked in the purchasing department. And she was pretty good at figures, and she would go over all these papers with me when we both worked in accounting. And it had to do with the guys in the plant that were coming from outside sources. They were working, and she caught one company trying to make extra money by adding hours. So she did a good thing when she found that. So
wow,
she was a very good worker. And then we had another gal down the hall. Her name was Elaine Holland, and she comes to the luncheons once in a while. She's very nice, and she was very, she worked hard. I'm trying to think of other people. We had, I'm trying to think now, let's see. I kind of lost my...
Well, we can come back to that. Let me ask you something else. How would you sum up your experience at Clark Premcorp?
I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot of stuff because I went from clerk typist to accounts payable, and then when I was downstairs I met a lot of people. I met people from the TV, television news people, and all the salesmen that were coming in. And I met the guys that were coming in from the plant. They were all so friendly, and I used to keep cookies on the counter, and everybody would come down and see me and grab a cookie or candy too. I used to have candy in a jar.
Marie, what was it like going home and seeing on the news or reading the stories about the plant? Because there were some negative stories. What was that like?
Yeah, I felt very bad about Clark. And they tried to get me to subscribe to the Southtown, and I wouldn't do it because I was mad because of all the stories they wrote. And I think they kind of picked on us because if something happened, they always went out from the past, way back from the past, and they would just bring up those stories, and it made it look really bad.
So it wasn't as bad as it was made out to be?
We did have a couple of bad incidents. I mean, one time we had a bad fire explosion and a couple of people died, but they would pick on us for any little thing they could find, So, and I was offended by it. I really was. I thought they kind of, persecuted us. They picked us out just to have a big story.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that sped up the closing of the plant?
Yeah, I do. I really do. The neighbors, too, when we had that one fallout, then people were all complaining and putting in stories, claims, and I don't even know how that turned out in the end.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, anything you'd like to say in conclusion? Anything you could think of? Or
Well, the only thing is that I did very well at the end when they closed down. Like I said, I got my bonuses, I got my vacation pay, and I even got my retirement.
Good.
I was short a few months, and they gave it to me.
So Clark was very good. The Premcorp was good to you.
They were very good to me.
Good. Good to hear.